Hello and welcome to APMA Podcast. I'm back with another episode, a Halloween episode. It's the first time, we've been doing the podcast for about 4 years. Did we start in 2020? Yes, we did. We started in 2020. And this is the first time, if my memory is serving me well, which I hope it does, that this episode will actually fall on Halloween. Now, I thought, what can I do for a Halloween episode? We've done a big, long-ass compilation of horror film tier list. So I didn't really want to do another tier list for horror films, although there are a good few horror films that I've seen this year, one of them being Alien Romulus. Oh! But yeah, I thought, let's talk about some traditions. Like, I'm not really that much in the know about Halloween. I'm going to put my cards fully on the table here. I'm not a massive fan of Halloween. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean I don't like anything about Halloween. I just don't like... It's not my hierarchy or my tier list of holidays. Halloween's kind of like not at the top, to be blunt. You got Christmas is the one, right? And I understand I'm not in any way, shape or form a Christian, so there's no religious element to any of the reasons as to why I rate holidays as I do. But Christmas is at the top. All right, and then maybe New Year, Easter again. I only like Easter because I'm a fat bastard and I love chocolate. And I love being sold chocolate at increased prices in the shape of an egg. I think that's genius marketing and I fall for it every year. I really do. But yeah, we'll be talking about some traditions from around the world because there's a lot of places in the world that do Halloween very, very differently to we do. And I've said before, not only on this podcast, but the Drip podcast, other podcasts, I'm sure, Halloween is very Americanized, in my opinion. How we do Halloween is kind of how they do Halloween over there and have done for years. But it's not the case across the world. They do many, many different things. Some things baffling, some things I don't understand. Most of them will be, I'm sure, rooted in religious beliefs, as I'm pretty sure most origin stories point to there being a major religious kind of background to how and why this ever became a thing. But of course, capitalism wins. You know what I mean? There's someone out there who first thought, right, Halloween's a holiday of some description. How do we make money off that? You've got those really weird orange plants that grow out of the ground that really only get used to make some shitty pies for like Thanksgiving, which we also did quite a good job of, marketing, getting people to buy extra shit, cards, foods, presents, you know what I mean? So I reckon if we took those pumpkins, right, and we got people to like carve them, obviously they buy them first and they carve them. I think that's a winner. And then we just give them a shit ton of sweets. Obviously they have to pay for, capitalism. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, and many places do it differently, according to the article that I have to help me through or guide me through this weird and wonderful world of Halloween. Maybe I'll come out of this episode having some more positive things to say about Halloween. And I want to make it clear, I don't hate Halloween. I just don't particularly like it. Yeah, and I didn't have like one of those childhoods where, Halloween would come around and, I just get slapped. Can I go trick or treating? Shut the fuck up. Get back in your room, you fucking twat. No, it wasn't like that. Not every Halloween, anyway. No, I'm joking. Look, I went trick or treating a couple of times, and maybe that has given me a slightly warped version or warped opinion of Halloween, because where I lived growing up, the average age of the village was probably in the high 60s to 70s, right? So these people, they don't even know what Halloween is. They don't understand it. They don't get it. They just see some weird kids dressed up. Firstly, they're shocked that there's anyone under the age of, 35 in the village. And then they turn up in this, half-assed skeleton costume with a bucket asking for sweets at your door. I'm going to be honest. I got a couple of weird interactions. I got a pack of raisins off someone before, which I personally saw as a hate crime. Obviously, I couldn't report it back then. Maybe I could now. Got a banana. That's a classic one. Banana, which is just... It's worse than giving me nothing. It's worse than opening the door and proceeding to punch me in the face several times. The banana is just a kick in the teeth. There's no need for it. And what else did I get? I think someone offered me tea before, and I don't mean like, I'll cook your tea. I don't know why that would ever be the first thing that you thought of, but just to rule it out anyway. No, they offered me tea bags. Like, what the fuck is going on there? And I understand this, an aging population, they don't understand what Halloween is. That's fair enough. But we're here to learn. We're here to maybe expand our horizons around Halloween. And like I said, maybe I'll come out of it liking Halloween. Anyway, before we start, I want to say thank you for watching. I appreciate you watching it or listening to it. I'll do my best to... There's a few images in here that accompany the different traditions from around the world. I'll do my best to try and give you a audio description of what those pictures entail. But yeah, we're going to be getting into the traditions. Stay hydrated, everyone. It's important. Also want to give you a quick reminder, right? It's not too long till Christmas. I don't want to be that guy, but this goes out on the last day of October. This goes out on the last day of October, so you gotta start getting those presents in. I'm a man who likes to do it early, I like to finish early. Unfortunately, look, don't be like that. I got most of my Christmas shopping done. Should I have waited for Black Friday? Maybe, but there's part of me, a cynical part, that thinks they drop the prices on Black Friday just before they pump the prices up. So, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't put it past, capitalism. That's how it works. But yeah, stay hydrated, everyone. Stay safe. And I hope you're having a good day wherever you are and whatever you're doing. As always, I want everyone to be watching and listening in good health. So, without further ado, let's get in to these traditions. Now, like I said, not the biggest fan of Halloween. Well, it seems that the Scottish and the Irish kind of have a bit of a, not a stranglehold, because they really don't, but they have a claim to it being their, or not a claim to it being their holiday, because there are lots of places that celebrated Halloween in their own way, but they're one of the first sort of believed to be origins of what modern-ish Halloween is. I mean, they weren't trick-or-treating back in, the Celtic times. But yes, I don't even know if that's a recognised period, the Celtic times. Just ignore me. Anyway, this entire article is from a place called Mental Floss. Just quick shout out. Thanks for the help, Mental Floss. Not sponsored in that, but you have helped me formulate this list. And by I mean helped me, you have formulated this list for me. So, it's not called Halloween everywhere, obviously. Different languages. They celebrate something called Samhain in Ireland and Scotland. So, the picture for the audio listeners, I mean, this is obviously a modern picture because, as far as I'm aware, if my history is correct, it didn't have cameras when, like, Boadicea was hanging around. So, this is what Samhain is like now, as opposed to what it was traditionally. I know that because in the picture there is a bloke dressed up as the genie out of Aladdin. So that would completely debunk if there ever was a possibility that this could be passed off as a traditional photo of the original Samhain celebration. But anyway, other than that, you got some weird kind of costumes, as you would probably expect at some Halloween celebrations. I want to say a nun with dreads. That's a weird look. You got at the back there what looks like the most B-Tech rip-off version of the mask without the mask. You got some guy in like medieval armor at the back. It's all going off. There's got to be a Satan in there somewhere. There's a guy with a fucking pink hair, probably a school shooter. It happens. Anyway, Ireland is considered the birthplace of modern Halloween, with its origins stemming from ancient Celtic and pagan rituals and a festival called Samhain or Samhain. Very, in my opinion, different sounding, but do you know what I mean? Languages evolve. Except mine, because there's going to be, I'm just giving you a warning, there's going to be a lot of words in here that I can't pronounce, and I would say 90% of them are going to be English. But we'll carry on. This took place thousands of years ago. Today, both Ireland and Scotland celebrate Halloween with bonfires, games, and traditional foods like barmbrack, an Irish fruit cake that contains coins, buttons, and rings for fortune telling. As someone who loves food, putting coins and buttons and rings in a cake infuriates me. Like, it's on par. Actually, it's worse. It's worse because it's not even an edible cake, You start putting fucking coins and buttons in a kebab and you get trading standards, food standards agency on you in a flash, No one's going to be sitting there eating a fucking kebab going, oh, fucking hell. This is great. They put fucking rings in here. That's in that fucking all got a button as well. Fuck, these guys are brilliant. No, if you had a fruitcake that contained coins, buttons, and rings, which you paid for, I'd be pissed off, and I'm sure most people would too. But then it is part of apparently the Samhain celebration, Halloween celebrations. Fair enough. I don't know what's that. Is that meant to mean you're lucky? Is that meant to bring you at one with the dead? Is it a peace offering to the dead? Please don't attack me. Here, have a fruitcake that contains coins, buttons, and rings. You ghoul. I don't know. It's a weird one because I just can't get over the fact that someone has even had the idea to put coins in a cake. When you go back to times like it says ancient Celtic and pagan rituals, right? So if barmbrack was a traditional fruitcake in a time where you're fighting for resources all the time, like food is not plentiful, right? And you've got some absolute twat in your tribe, in your settlement, right? Just wasting cake by lobbing coins again, which are probably pretty hard fucking coming by, buttons, and then lobbing rings in the bastard. Don't know. I feel like they would be the first one to be what kind of, I don't even know what methods of execution they had. I'm assuming hanging was around. Probably, there's other methods of killing someone, I suppose, but hanging is always the one you go to because it's visual. Like it's almost like a trip out for the day. Imagine that being your only entertainment. God, let's just go watch someone fucking basically suffocate in front of us. It'd be great. Fucking snap their neck. Let's go. But yeah, so that's Sam Hain. Probably not going to sway me on that one. I'll rather just, watch a film, a horror film, than participate in that. But hey, look, there's a nun with dreads, and there's a Aladdin, cosplayer. Let's go. Yeah, that could be a good time. I must admit, no one looks very happy there. So maybe it's not a celebration. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's a sad thing. I don't know. Anyway, that's Scotland and Ireland. If you are, more au fait or more up to date than me on the Irish and Scottish celebration of Halloween, let us know down in the comments if I've one, offended any of you, which is I've probably done that, and two, let us know if there's anything else extra that happens. What happens with the fruitcakes? You know what I mean? Do they get reused for weddings? That's another one. You have all the expense of a wedding, and then you have a fucking fruitcake. Oh. Number 2. Dia de los Muertos is Mexico. That's probably one of the most famous ones, the Day of the Dead. From November the 1st to November the 2nd, Mexico and parts of Latin America celebrate Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, to honor those who have passed away. It is believed that the gates of heaven open up at midnight on October the 31st, and the souls of children return to Earth to be reunited with their families for 24 hours. On November the 2nd, the souls of adults come down from heaven to join in the festivities. I mean, a bit of an issue I have with this. One, it's a bit harsh to only allow 24 hours. Like, I get it. It's not a permanent thing. They don't come back from the dead permanently. 24 hours is a bit harsh, especially if you're busy. I would, if you know it's happening every year and it's definitely going to happen, you probably make some time. Let's be honest. If you're a decent human being, you make some time. If you're not, then maybe they wouldn't even return anyway. So it's pointless me saying that it's kind of a bit of a schedule conflict. But also, why do the adults only come down from heaven on November the 2nd? Kids have got it all right, haven't they? They really have. So, if you are going to die, right, it's better to die a child in this scenario because you get extra time with your relatives. Well, or you get to see your relatives quicker than people who died as an adult. Preferably, you don't die at all. But if you're going to have to choose, I feel like that would come into your decision. Weird also that it's not like a day thing. It's over a period of 2 or 3 days. Because in this country, in the UK and in America, as far as I'm aware, It's just like a one night thing. You know, we have like a one night stand with Halloween, and that's it. See you next year, you slut. That was totally unnecessary. Yeah. Don't really. Oh, again, this is probably quite religious, I'd imagine. It's nice that people have a kind of registered thing, a celebration that they have for the potential return of their relatives every year. Almost like a birthday, you have a death day. Day of the Dead, which is exactly what it is. Doesn't say anything about people from hell, though. You know, as much as there are people that deserve, if there is a hell, to be in hell for the things they've done. Doesn't mention that they come back, which is probably on the whole a good thing. But I'm sure there are members of the family who have had people who have passed away and perhaps, you know, done stuff that was illegal, like killing people. But does their love die out for those people? You know, I'm not saying we should make it equal. Just let them come back for 20 minutes. If anything, that's worse. It's more of a punishment. But get it in anyway. Do you know what I mean? If someone could speak to some sort of supervisor who runs this whole, you know, helps run this situation, maybe we could make that happen. I don't know. But that's one of the more famous ones. Day of the Dead for Mexico. This one sounds so fucking cool. Day of Dracula in Romania. That's the Bran Castle. You can see in the image there. Obviously, people who are listening won't be able to see that, but it's a castle that looks, well, let's put it this way, right? I wouldn't want to be there at any time of the day just because it looks ominous as fuck. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in the dead rising from their graves. I don't even believe in the afterlife. Even, you know, having said that, I wouldn't touch this place with a wrecking ball, right? I don't know why that came into my head, but it was the first thing I did. But it does look very cool. And what I mean, like, it's a instantly recognizable place. People from all around the world flock to celebrate Halloween at Vlad the Impaler's teepees purported home at Bran Castle in Transylvania, Romania. Although it was never actually his castle, and there's been a long-running debate over whether he even visited the site. Look, sorry to dampen the kind of Vlad the Impaler shit, but yeah, probably a good chance he never even fucking knew it existed. But it does look cool, and it does make for a good story. But people all around the world flock to it to celebrate Halloween. I don't know if I'd ever be in a situation where I'd be dropping hundreds and hundreds of pounds to go to Romania to celebrate Halloween at that place. Unless we, as a team at Drip, got to do an investigation there. But even then, I'd be shitting my punts because I don't believe in it. I don't. But that place, just the picture of that place, makes me almost believe. Because if anything nefarious and shit and near death is going to happen, it's going to be at that fucking place. In the middle of a fucking forest, nothing around, a fuck off massive castle. You're going to get decapitated, 100%. Number 4. I don't know why I'm numbering these because there's probably a very good chance, considering we're about 25 minutes into the podcast now, that we're not going to get through all 20 that this website offers. the traditions, but we'll just go as far as we can in about an hour time period. Do you know what I mean? For the Kawasaki Halloween parade in Japan. Now, I thought that this was a brilliant marketing ploy by the motorbike brand Kawasaki. But then I realised, is Kawasaki even a brand or is it a model? Kawasaki. Oh, it is. No, it is a brand. It is a brand. I thought it was a genius marketing ploy. I just went, fuck it. Let's just have a Kawasaki Halloween parade on Halloween and just have everyone on fucking motorbikes. Let's do it. But it doesn't look that way. At the end of every October for the past 21 years, nearly 4,000 costumed Halloween enthusiasts from all around the world have gathered in Kawasaki, as a place, right, just outside Tokyo for the Kawasaki Halloween Parade, which is the biggest parade of its kind in Japan. However, not everyone can simply join in the festivities. The Kawasaki Halloween Parade has strict guidelines and standards for participating, so you have to apply for entry and pay a fee before the parade begins. Watching, however, is free. Well, I mean, Japan just does stuff differently, as do many places, but Japan just does it to a different level. They've just said, fuck it, you're openly allowed, like, we encourage you to do cosplay, but we will charge you $1,000 to be part of this. I don't know if that's true or not. I just made it up. Yeah, it's a bit weird that you got to have, there's like strict guidelines. I don't know what the guidelines are. And you have to apply for entry. Like, they were doing like the pre-registering for tickets before Oasis were even a thing. You know what I mean? That's not even, Oasis were in the 90s, so that doesn't make any sense. But before Oasis were doing stadium tours, they were probably doing stadium tours in fucking 90s anyway. You get what I mean? They've been doing this for a while, right? They've been getting people to pre-book and then putting them in a ballot and then giving them some dynamic pricing on tickets. That's fucking bad, isn't it? It is. But if you got a ticket and you're happy with it, I'm happy for you. Oh my God, right. The Philippines. Next one is called, and I will give it as best as I can, the Pangangalulawa in the Philippines. It is a tradition in the Philippines in which children go door to door, often in costumes, where they sing and ask for prayers for those stuck in purgatory. While the rituals have increasingly been supplemented by trick-or-treating over the years, some towns are working to revive the Pangangalawala, I fucked that one, as a way of keeping the tradition alive and as a local fundraiser. See, so I mean, it's in the Philippines, the Americanism is flowing through and it's changing something that used to be wholesome. You know, people would go door to door in costumes. So they got like one part of the Halloween thing sorted. Traditional, like what we think of Americanized Halloween. Going door to door in costumes. But when the people open the door, they sing and ask for prayers for those stuck in purgatory. That's nice. I mean, I probably find it annoying myself, and I probably would tell them after about 2 lines of the first verse to fuck off. But I respect the game. I respect it. Also, it depends, you know. It's a bit harsh to tell children to fuck off who are only singing for you to pray for those stuck in purgatory. But it is what it is. I've got stuff to do. You know what I mean? I'd rather you just go and knock on someone else's door. That's the perfect scenario for me. Does that make me a bad person? I ain't punching them. I ain't fucking kicking them. You know, I'll just tell them to just move on. Move on. But yeah, the Americanisms, I would keep saying it. The American way of doing Halloween is just seeping in to the Philippines. And people are trying to go back to the old times, relive the tradition as it was, which I like. Everyone do Halloween how you do Halloween. Do it how it was traditionally done where you are. Keep those traditions alive. That's what I say. But that's in the Philippines. I don't know why I said it like that. Just emphasised the pain. Number 6, the Hungry Ghost Festival in Hong Kong. Now, the picture for this is quite something. So, there's some sort of temple that's been built on probably a sheet of thick wood of some description, and there's people like holding it either end. It looks like there's something inside, possibly. I don't know if it's on fire, because I do think that there would be a considerable or a more considerable effort from a lot of the people that are holding it to run in the opposite direction, but they're not doing that. They're just continuing to holding this temple that looks like it's seconds away from combusting. Is what it is. Now, I don't want to generalise, so if people do know that I've made a mistake and are sure of it, please correct me. I won't look at it, but please correct me. I'm gonna hazard a guess that this photo was taken during COVID, because everyone's wearing a mask. But then in Hong Kong and a lot of Asian cities and countries, people already did that. So this might not have been taken at, the COVID times, the COVID era. It depends who you speak to. I mean, it was both simultaneously really great, but also really shit. And I highly doubt, I said it many times before, if it happens again, half of the shit that we were getting, or the government were getting us to do, no one will fucking do. But anyway, they're wearing masks, face coverings. So maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't during COVID. On the 15th day of the 7th lunar month. Why? I just said in the previous one, let the traditions flow. Let them be as they are. But there comes a point where someone's telling you, oh, it's day 15 of the 7th lunar month. And I'm like, what month is that? Why are you purposely making it more difficult? Which is around mid-August to mid-September. Right, so the 7th lunar month is in between what we commonly have an understanding of a month. So the 7th lunar month is between the 8th and 9th month that we all agree is a month. Like, we all agree that there is 12 months a year. It just complicates things unnecessarily. But there we go. Traditions, eh? Yeah, which is around mid-August to mid-September, the people of Hong Kong celebrate the Hungry Ghost Festival. In several parts of East Asia, people believe that spirits get restless around this time of year and begin to roam the world. The festival is a way to feed these spirits both the food and money they need for the afterlife. It's part of a larger month-long celebration that also features burning paper and food offerings. There's several things in this I do need to perhaps critique. Okay. So the spirits get restless. If you are a spirit who has died and you know you are dead, and you just spend your entire, now possibly infinite existence just aimlessly walking around doing ghost shit, I would say probably going to spend more than a period of a month being restless. I don't know. Maybe you get a sense of just everything washing off you when you die. I don't know. Maybe I'll feel it one day. Maybe I won't. Probably won't. These spirits both, the festival is a way to feed the spirits both the food and money they need. So you die in this version of, tradition in Halloween. You die, and then you still need to earn money and eat food. The eating food part is great. Like, in the afterlife, I'm going to be like 14 times the size I am now. I'm already dead, mate. I'm going to get to levels that is unheard of and unseen in the afterlife. 100%. I'm going to have to be lifted by a ghost pair of cranes. That's what it's going to be like. I'm restless. I need food. I've been killed. Tragically. I roam the world. Mostly roll around, areas that mostly are downhill, so I don't have to put any effort in. But yeah, I need food and I need money. So I'm going to have to do ghost mukbangs. That's it. That's what I got to do. I got to feed myself. Imagine passing over to the other side and you still get taxed. They do like a ghost tax. Like a literal ghost tax. Fuming. Absolutely fuming. But yeah, burning paper and food offerings as well. Like, burning paper, I mean, it could be some form of... there are burning rituals across the world. But burning the food? Don't be like that. Don't be like that. This next one, number 7, Pitru Paksha in India. Oh my God, that is a lot of... That's a lot of men with their shirts off on some steps near what can only be described as the murkiest looking water I've ever seen. Most of the people are actually out of the water instead of in it, so that probably tells you a good story of how the water is. I mean, riddled with cholera would probably be my first initial thought, but I could be wrong. For 16 days, the second Paksha of the Hindu lunar month. What is going on with these months? Right? Just decide on a form that we can all agree on is regular, and we can just identify when you're talking about. Do you know what I mean? It's like me saying, oh, well, the 15th yeast cycle of the Hovis loaf of the autumn wind. What the fuck are you... Just when is it? What month is it? And what day? Give us a date range. Fuck it. Yeah, so for 16 days during the second Paksha of the Hindu lunar month of... I'll try this... Bhadrapada. I think I nailed that, actually. Many people in India celebrate Pitru Paksha. In the Hindu religion, it is believed that when a person dies, Yama, the Hindu god of death, takes his or her soul to purgatory, where they'll find their last 3 generations of a family. During Pitru Paksha, the souls are briefly allowed to return to Earth and be with their families. I mean, do they want to go? If part of this entire cycle is that they get to go be with their previous 3 generations of their family, unless you got, you know, not a very nice family going back, why would they want to return to Earth to be with their families that are still alive? Because, you know, when they pass, they're going to see you anyway, but then maybe you just don't want to wait. I don't know. Maybe you don't want to wait in the Hindu lunar month of Bhadrapada. Maybe you don't. You know? Maybe you want to wait for Shadradada. Do you know what I mean? I made that up, just in case you didn't know. I just need people to agree on a standard of time. Can we just all agree? 12 months. I mean, we can't even agree on how many days are in each of the 12 months. But at least we know kind of where we stand when you say a month, you know? When you say like, oh mate, I ordered this thing on Temu the other day, right? It was the 16th day of the Hindu lunar month of Bhadrapada. But it's fucking now like this is now like the 14th day of Shadradada. You know, it's just ridiculous. You got no idea of, you know, have they waited 4 days for it? Have they waited 20 days for it? Have they waited, you know, almost a year? No one knows. I'm not saying, you know, that's the only reason you should convert to a standard of time. But I'm saying that having a lunar month is shit. Just agree on a fucking period of time, please. This next one, this is going to be a struggle to fucking say. Jesus Christ. Right. Didzen? No, that's not right. Zion? Zadzunsi. I fucked it. It's got 100% fucked it, but it's from Poland, alright? In early November, people across Poland travel to cemeteries to visit the graves of their family members. I'm not going to repeat that because I can't say it. But what I just said at the start is like the equivalent of All Souls Day for Catholics in the country. The holiday is celebrated with candles, flowers, and an offering of prayers for departed relatives. On the second day, people attend a requiem mass for the souls of the dead. So it's more of a traditional, what we think of religious ceremony. You know, they have a holiday celebrated with candles, flowers, as we would do at funerals, that sort of thing. And an offering of prayers, again, what we would traditionally do at funerals for departed relatives. And on the second day, they just have a piss up. That's great. That's great. I don't know what a requiem is. What's a requiem? Can we define that, please? What is a requiem? I've seen it written down. According to the AI overview, which is great, by the way, it's just a quick side tangent, right? Every time you search something on Google now, the first, like, actual recorded thing or search answer for what you've asked in Google is like halfway down the page because the top half is taken up by the AI overview, which gives you, in often cases, a completely different answer or completely different topic than what you searched for. But anyway, this is what it says. Requiem has multiple meanings, including a Catholic mass, a musical composition, and a word that refers to remembrance. So maybe I got it right on this occasion. All right, sue me. Yeah, so my point still stands. They have a day of what we would call dignified remembrance. And the second day, have a piss up, shag a bird behind the fucking bins. That's how it goes. And I respect it. Poland, I respect you. Number 9. The Awuru Odu Festival in Nigeria. The Awuru Odu Festival marks the return of dearly departed friends and family members back to the living. Lasting up to 6 months, the holiday is celebrated with feasts, music, and masks before the dead return to the spirit world. Although the Odu Festival is an important ritual, it happens once every 2 years when it's believed the spirits will return to Earth. So hang on a minute. This festival lasts 6 months? Mate, this is a fucking holiday. That's great. I love the idea of that. Every 2 years. I mean, that is like having the best. Like, imagine having a World Cup in football every 2 years. I know we have the World Cup, then we have the Euros, so it's a 2-year cycle. But we have the World Cup every 2 years, and it lasted 6 months, and it was absolutely fucking banging. If we had, like, Johan Cruyff coming back from the dead, doing Cruyff turns all over the place. We had Maradona sniffing coke in the change rooms, having an absolute blast. Mate, I'm there for it. I'm there for it. Bring it back. Let's go. 6 months. Festival for 6 months. That's insane. And I'm there for it. What an idea. I love that idea. These all have, as to be expected, I mean, Halloween is literally associated with death or the returning of the dead. But all these follow a similar sort of story. The dead are given entry back into the real world. Although they remain a spirit in the real world, they then go back after a period of time, like a holiday. But this is the best one so far, I think. 6 months! The ones at the start said 24 hours. And as for a kid, they get 6 months. Nigeria just do it better. They just do it better. Number 10. I want to say Puchum Ben, which is in Cambodia. That's what they celebrate. The picture is, for the audio listeners, of course. Obviously, the viewers, keen eye, will see what I'm talking about. You got some, what I would call monks of some description. 4 monks in front of a group of like 20 people. There's some fruit on the tables or on a table that runs along in front of the monks. And you got people behind the table looking at the monks front on, with what only can be described as coloured tissue paper on poles, on little sticks. Again, I don't really know what's going on. I'm guessing they're having a praying session. If that even makes sense? You can probably tell I'm not religious, shall we do a praying session so we get on the sesh with the praying? Yeah. So from the end of September to the middle of October, Buddhist families gather together to celebrate Puchum Ben, a religious holiday to celebrate the dead. People give foods like sweet sticky rice and beans wrapped in banana leaves and visit temples to offer up baskets of flowers as a way to pay respect to their deceased ancestors. It is also a time for people to celebrate the elderly. Don't get that a lot, do you? I mean, it's a bit of a piss take, right? I know the elderly, you've got to respect them. You've got to respect them, right? But they're not even dead yet. Imagine, like, you've died. you were in your 40s, maybe even your 30s, and you have to share this holiday, this celebration, this remembrance with people who aren't even dead yet. Like, they're in the same category as you. They get remembered when they're still alive. Maybe I'm being a bit cynical, but that would piss me off. As a ghost, I'd be like, right, see that bitch over there who has got wrinkles like absolutely nobody else, right? This 90-year-old fucking hag. I'm going to haunt that bitch. And I will see her on the other side. I will haunt that bitch to death. So then she can rightfully have or be part of the celebration. But she ain't even dead yet. In fact, I saw her go for a second round of sticky rice and beans. The fucking bitch. Look, I don't know, maybe that is extremely insensitive to the celebration that is Putch and Ben. But I just feel like if I was a dead person and I had the ability to understand what was going on, and I was there, and you were kind of, giving me food that physically I can't eat, but I appreciate it. I get it. It's a nice gesture. But if you're also celebrating the fact that Margaret in the corner, who, has got a decent pension going, right? And I'm in fucking purgatory, and she's sat there eating her second helping of fucking beans wrapped in banana leaves that weren't really for her, but he just lobbed her into the celebration. I'd be a bit fucked off. I'll be definitely having conversations with other dead people. And maybe we'd sort of form a pact and we'd protest. Maybe we don't show up to the next one. Maybe it's just a load of old people who may well be close to death but aren't actually dead. And I just feel like the vibe wouldn't be right without the dead people. So just be careful. Be careful what you wish for. Number 11. Ognissanti, which is in Italy. I don't know if I fucked that. Probably did. All Saints' Day. November 1st is a national holiday in Italy, better known as Ognissanti. The festivals or the festivities usually begin a couple of days before, when people begin leaving fresh flowers, generally chrysanthemums, on the graves of departed loved ones, as well as complete strangers, turning the country's cemeteries into a beautiful display of colours. Italians also pay tribute to the departed by putting a red candle in the window at sunset and set a place at the table for those spirits they hope will pay a visit. I like that one. I do. Just because it's... The nice thing about it is people go and put flowers on complete strangers' graves. That's a nice thing to do. I mean, chances are, if I did it, I'd have to pick someone who was like a nonce or something. Just the chances of me picking someone like, okay, I've got some flowers, I'm going to put them on the grave. I don't know anyone in this graveyard. I'll just put them on this one. And someone just like taps me in the shoulder and said, yeah, you do know he was a fucking nonce, mate. What? No, I didn't know that. Right. So now it looks like I've purposely picked this bloke out, this grave out, to put flowers on it. Brilliant. Now I'm a nonce sympathiser. That's great. Well, you didn't read his headstone, did you? No, I didn't. No. What did it say? Oh, it says Jimmy. Fucking... I saw it. I saw Jimmy. And I saw the initial S at the end. I don't need to go any further, do I? But yeah, I don't quite why he would be in a grave in Italy. I don't know, but that's just where the mind goes sometimes. But yeah, I like that. I do. I got some time for that. The red candle in the window at sunset. That's, I'm not a big candle guy. All right, so maybe that wouldn't be my bag, but it's nice to think that people do that. The place at the table for the spirits who they hope will pay a visit. That's a rough one if they don't turn up, isn't it? You go all to that effort. You made a lovely, lasagna or tagliatelle or carbonara. I'm just trying to list as many Italian pasta dishes as I possibly can. Spaghetti and meatballs. I don't know if that says anything about you as a person or your cooking. They just don't turn up. It's like, oh, fucking hell, she's done the fucking carbonara again. She's used fucking bacon in the carbonara again. The fuck is this bitch doing? Fuck. Why the fuck do I even bother turning up? I swear next year I'm giving it a miss. You don't use bacon. Alright? You don't use bacon. You're Italian. You use pancetta. Alright? Fuck. Oh. This is why I'm glad I'm dead. So yeah, I don't know if that's a great reflection. It could also be very sad if you don't feel like the spirit's turned up. But yeah, that's the risk you run. That's the game you play. That's what's this one. All Saints Day and All Souls Day worldwide. So fuck it. We've just got at number 12. We've just decided fuck it. Mental Floss have just gone. We've done quite a few. Let's just fucking do the world. All right. I have heard about All Saints Day. I've not heard about All Souls Day. Let's have a read. On November the 1st, many Catholics around the world celebrate All Saints Day, followed by All Souls Day on November the 2nd. It's an annual time to honour the lives of the saints who died for their Catholic beliefs, as well as the souls of the dead family members. In observance of the holiday, people go to Mass and visit the graves of their loved ones. While the event is celebrated worldwide, Germany has its own tradition. Many hide their kitchen knives so that the returning spirits won't be accidentally harmed or use the same knives to harm the living. I'm sorry. What? Right. So Germany has its own tradition within All Saints Day and All Souls Day, where they hide their kitchen knives so that returning spirits won't be accidentally harmed or use the same knives to harm the living. I don't know whether this is a reflection of the IQ of the people who have passed in Germany, but to hide the knives you have in your kitchen away so that spirits that would return don't accidentally harm themselves or then go on to kill people or harm people that are living. Probably best I don't say anything about that. What the fuck is that about? Knives. What about fucking forks? You can do some damage with a fork. Fucking hell, you can do damage with a spoon. Yeah, I just imagine people in the kitchen just being like, look, honestly, we've got to put these knives away. All right? We've got to make sure these knives are put away because if they're not, there's a chance, might be slim, but there's a chance the spirits might come back to the house for whatever reason and accidentally stab themselves. Or the living. They might accidentally stab people. Oh, okay, yeah, let's put the knives away then. Yeah, that's a good idea. Put the knives away, play it safe, play it cool. Let's just do the safest thing and put the knives away. What shall I do with the unlocked shed with the multiple hammers and power tools in it? Should I leave that unlocked? What the fuck is this? Well, Germany, and we're going to end on Germany. Just as the past World War. I'm not even going to go there, all right? I'm not even going to do it, all right? I restrained myself, right? We're going to end with Germany. That's possibly one of the strangest traditions or actions during a tradition that I have ever heard in my life. Hiding knives so that the spirits don't accidentally kill themselves. It's like, are these people entirely suicidal? Do you still be like? Are you still in the mindset of suicide if you've killed yourself by suicide? I don't know. These are the questions we need asking, but the Germans seem to know the answer, and that is: do not let these guys have sharp objects of any kind when they return, because they're just going to be stabbing left, right, and centre. They're just going to be absolutely just swinging it, jabbing it around everywhere. So, yeah, what a strange tradition. Well, now, do we feel more enlightened? Spoilers, no, I don't. But it was nice to know what some people do around the world differently to what we do here and what we do, well, because of America, basically, which is just buy a shit ton of sweets. I mean, I'm saying this, right? I'm saying that the American way of doing things is seeping in. And I've got nothing against America. I like America. Protect the second and all that. Nah, look, I didn't mean to say that, for fuck's sake. Look, I like America. Got nothing wrong with it. I just feel like that there are certain things that bleed in to other countries that might not necessarily need to have bled in. You know what I mean? But having said that, I have got a boo bag for my other half. I didn't know what a boo bag was until about a month ago, when my partner first started talking about it, and I caved and I got her one. Right? Totally unnecessary. It is even more of a marketing ploy and strategy, because now you don't just buy sweets for kids, right? It sounds a bit dodgy when you lay it out, but there's a wholesome thing there. You want to give sweets to kids, right? Only because they knock at your door, right? You don't go looking for them. That's something else. You know, you can't call yourself a mobile trick or treater in a fucking white van with blacked out windows, offering out candy to kids and sweets. All right, that's not acceptable. Anyway, boo bags. Now you're not just buying sweets, you're buying fucking Halloween gifts. Like, what the fuck's this about? Halloween gifts. By the time this goes out, I mean, I got a small, like, little blanket for her. I don't know if she'll ever watch it anyway. Small blanket. A nice, skeleton mug. And I got some, like, little bits, like, little foodie bits and that. And I got her some coffee. I don't know what they're called. Is it like a coffee sweetener? Or coffee flavouring? I don't know. It was something that she wanted and she hadn't had because she ran out of it. So I thought, fuck it, I'll get it in the boo bag. What relevance that has to Halloween, don't know. But anyway, that's what I've got. So as much as I'm like saying push back against it, I'm there. I'm done. You know, I've been got. So don't feel bad about it. I'm not trying to make people feel bad about Halloween. Celebrate how you want to celebrate within the laws, please. Don't want to be a poster child for, oh, well, he said celebrate how you want to celebrate, so I torched some fucking bitch's house. That doesn't give you the permission to do that, all right? And nor will I take the blame or the instigation for it. I'm just saying, celebrate within the means that you're allowed to celebrate. If you want to take your kids out trick-or-treating, I hope they get some decent sweets, biscuits, no mints. If people give you mints, then you have some case for burning down a house. In my opinion. Allegedly, possibly, maybe. You're keeping it on brand. Because on brand is where it is. Thank you everyone for watching and listening. I really appreciate your support. And I'll see you in the next one. Up the APMA. Bye-bye for now.